Following order 603. And no alternates to speech. We have a quorum. Oh, right?
Yes, we do.
But you can see Carl.
I can
fill
see
it up.
Carl though.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to, yeah, sure.
No.
I'll move to seat Carl in place of the open seat Steve Dean tonight.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carol?
Aye.
All right. Public comment. Is there any? All right. Let's move on to the purpose of looking at the treasurer's reports. Thank you, Michelle. We did have a memo from you. I included. For me. We're still on unaudited. If I'm right, that's correct.
They were here last week, so
They're here. Okay.
And you just mentioned something, I know at some point, they will request a report from us for the audit for the fiscal year from the Board of Finance. I know I did it last year, so
The town?
know you as the
No. Who's requesting?
the auditors, it gets entered in as part of the audit report.
Okay.
So you'll want to be prepared to, I can show you the last two, one I did and the one before that if you want, but they're in the audited statements. You can look at them right
Oh,
there.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Sure. And you did say that the transfers went down to the avoided Eversource. Check. And then you attached balance sheets and reserve, and this was actually before you
yeah, this
finished the
was,
last piece of this, of the report that I sent over last night. And you have, so let's start with, they gave us a Board of Finance expense. In July 1st through 10/9. Which you, so it's a short little profit and loss statement. Yeah,
Okay, we are looking at the Board of Finance.
yeah, this is the Board of Finance one, so it's a short little. And you are providing these to,
my department. I started, and I will obviously send one now, which nobody. Everyone.
Nice and easy. We
Telling
can use
them
this
what
one.
they've spent to date, so they'll know when they're getting close to that.
Nice and easy with your new system.
It's very easy for them to read.
and I did ask you what the 600 was, and you did, so I could report here that it was to USI. For accounting services back in August. Motion to receive,
So me.
Seconded.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
And then we have the June 30th treasurer's report. Which is currently undergoing audit. That is,
You just had one.
so we have the same thing that we've been used to seeing, which was the, what's called the cash report.
Yeah.
The revenue report. The expenditures and then the reserves.
I think I had one question. First, I'll move to accept the treasurer's report for the unaudited June 2024.
Is that accept or received?
Received as presented. Thanks, Carol. You need a second before discussion.
Second.
So I just had a question. Again, I'm getting used to the new formats and stuff. on the last page, internal transfers, it says that in the one month of June, all of this was transferred. I know that that's usually 1 month's activities.
So this is the transfers that were made at the town meeting to the overage and the underage.
Right here, this in June.
Yes.
Okay, so all of this.
Oh, wait,
No,
internal
the 22.
transfers, wait, where are
The
you?
follow, end column, correct, Michelle?
This is the transfers right
Yes,
here. Yeah.
but this says during this month, this happened.
Yeah, I just copied and I should have
Oh,
taken
okay.
that column out. No, it's
Okay.
really this, that. is
Got
the
it, got
internal
it.
transfer.
Yes, thank you
Because
so
it's-
much.
Yep.
Okay, that's the only question I had so far. Yes. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Two, in fact. The first, I suspect, is just due to the transition to QuickBooks, but, I'll ask you. The capital reserves were just a little over $1 million, at the end of June 30. And when I looked at the number for the August report, the July and August report, it was considerably higher than that, like $90,000 higher. And I didn't see any activity happening in July and August that would account for the growth in the capital reserve.
In capital rates. It's because when I gave you the old report in June, we took out the ARPA funds, the dog fund and the recreation. And just gave you the reserves, and the balance sheet on here includes that.
So that those items would be about $90,000.
In the ones that were taken out, I think so. I really have to sit down and look, but they're included in the balance sheet now and it weren't before, so
Okay.
assume that's something to do with it.
Okay. The question that I think is more important, is I was surprised to see what the projected general fund was. It was 1.233, and back at budget time, we thought this was going to be in the neighborhood of 900. So big jump. I think the last report that we got that showed it to be in the neighborhood of 900 was the May report, which we got in August. So I guess what I'd like to know, Michelle, is what is this jump attributed? Because
So I can, I remember saying that I thought it was gonna be higher at one meeting,
right,
because of the over collected revenue.
Right.
So what happened was we over collected over the 342 or 52,000. So we didn't have to dip in,
right,
plus our full budget was underspent. So that
right. So the underspending was in the neighborhood of $100,000 or something.
For them, yeah.
for the municipal, and then I
I think the BOE kept its
for about 31.
yeah. So the lion's share of this growth in the projected general fund back during budget time to today is unexpected revenue. So is there a way to get a better handle on this? I mean, did we actually collect $200,000 of extra revenue just in May and June?
So there was a large house sale, which I told you guys about.
Yeah.
That was part of it.
Right.
I think with the new balance sheet from QuickBooks, it's gonna be easier to see the money instead of having it in a separate kind of place there. It kind of got a little jumbled up because
Okay.
it showed like we were collecting what we needed to collect for revenue and what was over collected, so it didn't really compensate for each other.
And is that gonna be fixed?
With the new balance sheet, it will be, because that's what you're gonna have, next.
Okay.
You're just gonna see the balance.
Right. I mean, I think the import for me is, we operate on the best information that's available back at budget time. And we made some pretty tough decisions for the town based on what we thought was going to be there. And no, there's a look there. There is considerably more there. So I think it's really important to, it didn't hurt us this year, except we did increase the mill rate, and maybe we wouldn't have had to do that. But in the future, I think it's really important that we get as close to accurate by the time we go to budget meeting.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, that was the close to accurate I
Right.
could give.
Right.
I know that I did say at one of the meetings, I projected that it was probably going to be higher. So that's what I could give at the time. So hopefully this new balance sheet will be easier and not so separated like the old report.
In relation to this, does this jump, is it connected to the fact that we never had to dip into
It
the
is.
335,000 for our general fund appropriation?
Well, that's not revenue though.
It is actually counted as revenue for that it's not actual revenue, but it is an allocation that we approve, as we did for this year,
Right.
from the general fund to cover our expenses. And so I think that might have contributed to the jump too, although I thought we had taken it into account, didn't we?
We did. I don't
Okay.
think that's the explanation.
Okay, great, thanks. I'm not remembering.
Michelle, do we also have, when did the Housatonic building project?
That came in after, if I remember
Budget?
correctly, because the June permits were really high. So there was a big jump in that too.
I remember
The
seeing
revenue.
that somewhere in
Yeah,
here.
there was a big jump
The
in,
building permits, we were asking why that jumped.
jumped up a lot.
Just that project, building permits would have come in late
Yeah, they
the fiscal year.
LoSiP grant, I believe it was, came in very late too, which jumped it up.
was grant.
I think it was LoSiP.
Oh.
You get information ahead of time if you projected revenue, we knew the building project was coming.
Yeah, you don't get anything.
But you never know the timing of that. Especially that time
Yeah.
at the beginning and end
I
was
was just
kind of
wondering
one
if there was
fiscal
a
year.
budget for that we could at least have an idea. And how do we get that information to you, so you can use it as a projection?
Yeah, I will say that Debbie, from Canaan team recommended that we go to a online permitting system, so to levels to see. Something I would like to do in the future, I'm not, I have to talk to Jim about, but it would be easier to see and result for. There was also some building projects that finished up, which I would say. Balance that out and get more.
So when it's above our budget, because we have to move here.
Yep.
Just the question of how do we get those ahead of time is
Maybe the new system works.
It might, the hard part is we don't know who's gonna build or who's gonna,
Yeah.
and the conveyance tax thing is difficult too. It depends on how much houses sell for and.
Yeah.
And that, in the one piece, there was a penalty that was, so that's why I don't foresee that happening.
just want to make sure you have the information. That you need.
And I had one other minor question on the front page. It has the Litchfield Bancorp certificate of deposit maturity date 2/3/2024. Did that get renewed?
It did get renewed.
Okay, so is the new maturity date different?
It is.
Oh, okay. Renewed.
Yeah.
And so next report will show
And it
that
will,
third date.
it's actually going to get renewed.
Oh, okay.
And might,
Okay.
And those two, well, I should say the NBC one I get every month, the Litchfield Bancorp, I get the interest once a year. It's one.
Okay. Thanks.
still with discussion. All those in favor of receiving the treasurer's report for June 2024?
Aye.
Thank you, unanimous. We have the July. This is where we have a little different in how it looks.
And we already did the July P&L at a previous meeting,
Okay,
so we just need the balance sheet reserve. I don't think we have a general fund summary.
I don't know, Jeff.
so we have a, well, let's, if I may first, I guess what let's do, we have a balance sheet, right? So this is showing us our cash for the general fund. And we should expect that each month. We have a profit and loss, which you did say we've already received the profit and loss for July. That will be, we'll get one of those for each month, which will include our income and our expenses. And then we have a balance sheet for the reserve account, because those are held in a separate company within QuickBooks. Could I? So let's enter, let's.
Motion.
Taylor, motion to receive the balance sheet and the reserve balance sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
No, I think we use some. I don't. This is just the balance sheet.
This is just the balance sheets for July. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have the August.
Can you just ask request to know if it's possible for the P and Ls, the monthly P and Ls that you provide to us? Is it possible to generate a report that has more information than just that month? So for instance, it would be interesting to see year to date next to it. And even
Year to date was August.
okay,
Yeah.
this is what I have for July.
She has a combined one for July and August that brings us together.
Okay, great. So that's what I want to look at.
So.
Thanks, that's great.
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to receive the August. Treasury report, which is the balance, profit and loss, and reserve account balance sheet.
So moved.
Second.
So. If I can start with one question. The payroll expenses,
Yeah, me too.
and it actually shows more on the budget.
Okay.
It doesn't have a budget line.
Yeah.
Where does it belong?
So the payroll expenses for each. Where, there's a line.
It's on the very bottom down here. It's like a lost general ledger item.
It is, and I'm not sure why that's there. I have to look.
Okay.
Are you looking at August or July and
We're
August?
looking at,
July and August.
July and August.
yeah, I was,
Payroll liability that is in the wrong category that needs to be moved over.
It's a liability, it belongs on obviously the balance sheet.
Yeah, so I think, I will check into it. Yes, but I'm pretty sure that. But I'll look at it, without turning my computer on and zooming in, I can't.
it is included in the total, you're pretty sure though? Total expense,
The question is it truly an expense or
Yeah.
is it a liability that she has to pay out
Right.
once they pay the?
Yeah, so I have to look
Okay.
to answer. That's right. I'll make
That one did jump out.
yeah.
And then the balance sheet, this August one does not have the breakout of the liabilities and equity, it's your one line.
Yeah, that was
So,
really
Make a note
confusing.
on your, that's your line on,
So could,
I might have just compressed the lines too, John.
I just, yeah, right. I'm just wondering if it's possible that we could, table a vote to receive these two, because I don't know. And to me, I don't lose all the information on this. I mean, I don't know how other people feel. I don't.
You
have-
mean the summary?
This doesn't have all the information, like there's no liabilities on the balance sheet. And this one, that payroll item was very, I'm just a little confused about, but if other people have
That's what
suggestions.
I did.
Okay.
So we have a motion on the table to receive.
And I would,
You need to withdraw.
I would withdraw that motion, thanks. Denise.
Well, we're casting.
Yeah.
I would move to withdraw my motion
Second.
to withdraw.
Is that what you're saying?
All in favor to withdraw?
It's withdrawn.
Aye.
It's withdrawn. We're gonna split that up for you.
All in favor?
Carol and Carl, did you hear we're going to withdraw
Yes.
the,
Yes, I hear. it.
Now we need a motion to table it.
Yeah, I'll move to table the, not, table the, P and L's
table the receipt of,
of the P and L and the August balance sheet. P and L
Second
July.
that.
And the balance sheet for August.
I'll second.
thank you.
Just
No,
just the balance sheet for the town accounts or
Are you
What about capital
are you
reserves?
the capital reserves too? The whole, you want to just do the treasurer's report?
no, just, the balance sheet for the town of Canaan. It's everything there, that balance sheet, and then the
Profit and loss.
P and L for July and August. For the town of Canaan. So that's the name of these reports.
I think we're
Right.
just, aren't we just dealing with August? right?
Yeah, we're just dealing with August. We haven't even got to the P and L. We actually don't have that.
To
It's
combine.
just, okay, it's July,
So that'll be next.
okay, very good, so July. We'll wait for that, so we're just tabling the July. P and L.
approved the July payment.
Just
I mean,
just the August.
Yeah, then you're talking August balance sheet.
Okay, if we already did that, because the payroll expenses in the July P and L too, but okay.
So what are we tabling?
Yeah, that's why, what are we, can you run, what are we tabling? I'm confused a little bit.
What, if you, maybe Denise can remind us, what did we just accept as received?
A couple meetings ago, you
No.
received the July P and L only. That's
Mm.
already been received.
Okay.
Then you just received the July balance sheet and reserve accounts.
So we're done with July.
We're done with July. So the
The
question,
July balance sheet and reserve accounts,
Yeah.
okay,
so the question's coming up in August.
okay.
So you're requesting to table the balance sheet for a clearer,
The
Okay.
August treasure,
August.
the item is August treasurer's reports. So I guess are we tabling that, which includes the balance sheet and the P and Ls?
I think you should do it as.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, we'll have this conversation again.
the August ones, yeah.
So we are going to. The motion is,
Table the August treasurer's report, which includes the balance sheet and the P and L. That's what those are the documents I have.
Also includes the capital reserve.
in the capital reserve.
The whole schmear.
Whole thing.
Yeah, for some reason, I do not.
I'll
have a
second
cap-
Thank you. Any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
There was the.
The whole
treasurer
August treasure. And we'll clarify. And I'm gonna just go aside quickly, because I think we have to set a standard. And I'm gonna. So I think we're talking a profit and loss, we're talking a P and L for the month. But we also need to consider a P and L to the budget. As part of, so when September comes. Cause I don't think we can do much without having also the comparison.
You too.
Okay, so you want the profit and loss, for the profit and loss for the budget and the balance sheet.
And includes somewhere the capital reserves is in that report too.
Balance sheet for both.
What do you mean by profit and loss for the budget?
This one
cap-
is the
This
one that goes
this
against the
one.
budget.
This one.
the comparison one.
You come.
Yeah.
It's a profit and loss versus actual.
Oh, okay,
at the
okay.
budget.
I see.
Okay.
I think, and technically you're giving us the same data that was here, but in a different format. In the sense that this is all of the 1 month. And this would encompass year to date and combining.
But this report should not be on the list anymore. This general fund projection.
No. I don't believe it should. I think we're going to have to come up with a,
Different summary.
yes,
So that is a request that, you know, how you have a summary sheet that,
So I was manually inputting that stuff.
that there's a way to do that. With tabs and, where you, we have all your reports from the tabs and we'll pull it in if we can help her create a summary sheet.
Well, are we saying the summary sheet that we get every month and we're accustomed to, we no longer want?
No, it's not generated from the new.
it would be a manual process.
Right.
Yeah, but
So,
if you have one that will grab those fields on a
The balance sheet is giving you the balances at the top of that,
it's just not giving us a projected
not giving a projected.
general fund,
Which is, the key number.
the key number. So we have to think about. And I guess I'm gonna have
Would
to
you,
ask you.
would you be able to work with her to help, or can you come up with a?
I mean, I think the projection would have to be something like that, if that's what.
Something like the old one?
Yeah,
I
That's just-
thought the old one was fine.
Yeah, it's just you have to.
You may not have as much detail in the sense if you don't need the
so is the
necessarily,
front
but,
just okay, not all the other stuff, because I'm already giving you the expenses.
right,
Stuff, so if I just do the front.
Summary.
Yeah.
take a crack at it,
Yeah,
see what it looks like.
yeah,
Is this gonna be pulling the data from?
QuickBooks, yeah.
No, actually from your existing spreadsheets. I mean, if you want, I wouldn't
Have to
mind
come from-
brainstorming with you on
You
that.
have to come from
QuickBooks.
QuickBooks.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
let me know if you.
Play around with it and see what I can,
Okay.
yeah.
That's for the minutes,
Yes,
a P and L for the month, P and L for to budget, balance sheet for the town, balance sheet for capital reserves. And a general fund projection
yes.
summary,
Summary.
is that a motion or just a note?
Just a request.
just a note. Okay. Tax bill for September, do we have that?
I move to receive the tax collector's report as presented for September 30th, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion?
We seem to be on track. 57%, right, kind of in line with previous years. Between 53 and 60%.
All those in favor?
I,
Hi,
See. Board of Ed for June.
I move to receive the Board of Education report for June 30th, 2024 as presented.
So second. Tom? Discussion, questions? All those in favor?
I,
hi.
Motion passes. And I do not have a September.
okay, great. Thought I was missing.
You were not listening.
Okay, so
So
we will table that.
I don't know, I'm still going to send, but I'm not. I'll ask her for the September one.
So I'll move to table the Board of Education report for September 30th, 2024, when it is presented for the next meeting.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public comment?
Did we do these, the combines,
What month?
July and August?
Those are tabled.
Those were not on the agenda. That's what we're talking about. Make it part of our.
So, just so I can keep this straight, what is it that at our next meeting, well, not the one that's gonna happen imminently, but maybe at our next meeting, what are we gonna receive? What are we gonna be passing on in terms of treasurer's report?
We're gonna have an amended August, and that will be the full package in August. And we'll have September's.
And we'll have Board of Education September, hopefully. Too.
I do have Board of Education.
Oh, so we'll also have that.
But I will say, yeah, I just got it. Shoot. And I will look and see about the other. Or that.
Great.
This is definitely a learning curve right now.
Yeah, getting used to the new report is well.
I'm hoping that,
Yeah, much easier on my end.
So that's what I'm gonna add
Yeah.
to. I
Much
was just,
easier on my end.
I'm so happy to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, congratulations for transitioning.
Thank you.
Yeah, big, that's a big tackle, and I'm sure there's still more learning.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's great. Really, congratulations. Thank you.
public comment?
That's my public
That's
comment.
your public comment.
Congratulations. Great job.
All right, well, let's change.
Hey,
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Sorry. Okay, just.
who's the player?